The 45 ACP is a powerful round that offers a respectable amount of recoil, but due to the counterbalance system designed by Chris to counteract muzzle climb with a combination of falling mass and an inertia block. The falling mass moves downward in a 45-degree angle to absorb and stabilize the recoil. The prototype fired at 1500 rounds per minute. Hello, I am Morgan Freeman. There are so many ways to play the Division, but Morgan Freeman chose to turn his game into an aim trainer. With a striker headshot build, you can increase your accuracy, precision, hone your aim, and build up your confidence. So don't wait, get your headshot builds today, and take your combat skills to the next level. This might not be for everybody, but Morgan Freeman likes to play the game like this. And Morgan Freeman is going to play the game the way he wants to. A generic motivational speech by Morgan Freeman. You need to know the limits of your build, so don't back down. Remember, no matter how big the obstacle, your vector can make a difference. By shooting the weak points, such as the backpack and the ammo pit, you can make a difference. You can also deal health damage through that backpack. Together, you and Vector can make the world a better place by shooting those in the legs. The critical hits will go straight into their health pool. Believe in yourself because your technician specialization can heal all deployed skills such as your shield. If you believe hard enough, and I mean if you really believe, your technician specialization weapon will actually hit something. It will. Nothing is impossible if you put your mind to it. Thank you. I am Morgan Freeman.
The linked laser pointer used for flatline talent can be found in the rifle category. Unlock the rifle damage and you get it into your inventory. You can place it on any weapon that has a long underbarrel rail. Passive talent amped gives you one skill tier. One skill tier equals a thicker shield. A thicker shield equals more pressure from you because you can fight enemies for a longer period of time. EMP grenades, do not hesitate throwing these at robots. They work exceptionally well against robots. Dismantling gives you a passive amount of 12% damage to all robotics and devices. So for example, a heal station. Shooting robots is also a very efficient way to get striker stacks. So what are the benefits of running a headshot build? Next question please. What are the negatives of running a headshot build? Inefficient against targets that don't have a head. Unforgiving to mistake. Limited engagement ranges. Unnecessary sweating. Crit builds are better. Just all around garbage. So why play like this? Well, to get better of course. Simple as that. So-called long-range weapon is a police M4 with damage to target out of cover. With the help of the aforementioned underbarrel attachment that can spot enemies for you, you can combine it with flatline. The underbarrel attachment does not spot enemies beyond 50 meters. And why I've chosen an M4 is because it's so easy to use. It has no recoil. You can use a king breaker, but it's going to have recoil. The Vector SBR 45 ACP, that is one hell of a title, aka the first wave Vector, is the only Vector with a long underbarrel rail so that you can put the spotter attachment on it. And to go along with that spotter is the same aforementioned talent flatline that amplifies weapon damage to post enemies by 15%. And now it's time for clickbait DPS. A steady stream of headshot damage feels good and I've already developed a muscle memory to the time to kill. The mod slots used in this build are protection from elites to get protection from elites, and the attributes used in this build is headshot damage. So this is a 4-piece striker, nothing special there. The chest piece gives you an extra 100 stacks to gather. That is extremely easy to fill up with the Vector just by shooting at robotics or any other big target. Or if you want to get extremely creative, you can shoot things like rogue decoys, perhaps. The Memento backpack gives a big chunk of survivability, and survivability means more damage because your combat uptime is higher. The shield is thicker, you have armor regeneration, and on top of that you still get skill efficiency and weapon damage when you collect those trophies. What's not to like? And to add to this survivability, we have the Stricaro holster, which is, I made it up, It's a Picaro's holster, is a named item from the brand set Brazos de Arcabuz, and it has weapon damage and an armor core. For some reason this was a good idea to add this into the game, so let's abuse it. Now the video ends here, but because most likely, definitely, the majority of the player base does not care for this build at all, so I made a crit build. It's the exact same build except no headshot damage, everything has been converted into critical hit damage. And one of the best assault rifles to use with that is the exotic assault rifle called the Chameleon, because it increases your critical hit chance by like a lot. Looks like a vector, feels like a vector, it does like a vector. And get this, you can jump into your inventory mid-game and change your weapon into an Scorpio shotgun for close quarters. Who would have known that when you use the right tools for the right job, everything just goes smoothly. And as for the holster, it no longer has headshot damage, it now has critical hit chance. And if you're wondering, can it be made even tankier? Yes, it can. You can easily place one more blue core in there and still have great damage output. So now if we were to remove the protection from elite mods and replace them with more headshot damage, what would happen? You've guessed it, it gets more damage, who would have known? All in all, this 1.1 million armor and 30-something% protection from elites gives you a very healthy, balanced build to play with a vector in any and all kinds of situations. And the headshot build itself forces you to get better. That's why I play this. Me and Morgan Freeman, we play this build specifically to get better. Fun fact, it took me about 30 hours to make the animation in the beginning of this episode that took 21 seconds. 30 hours, 21 seconds. Totally worth it. Oh yeah.